when you talk about love of football and wondering if it is there, based on the talent level that you have seen and how that those might not be easily combined based on how great he looks on the field and how poor, apparently, he has an attitude towards loving football. Josh Rosen is the biggest conundrum I've seen in quite some time. And you had a great tweet this week that I quoted on the show just the other day about his toughness. Why do you think Rosen still has this stigma about him? Do you think it is accurate coming into this combine?
I don't think it's really accurate. I don't. Now, I think there's a separation between what durability is and toughness, because you can have plenty of guys who are, super tough, but at the same time, for whatever reason, and Josh Rosen did not play with anywhere near the kind of talent that Sam Darnold had, and he took a pounding. But I go back to talking, in season, I work for Fox and I do college football games, and we talk to a lot of coordinators, and I remember talking to coordinators, especially one who was like, we blitzed him 46 times. We did not think he was going to be very tough. And by midway through the game, we're like, this, dude is really tough. He was lighting us up. He kept getting back up, and we were going after him. And, I think part of the thing with him is he comes from a really, really well-off family. His on the mom's side is from like the Wharton Business School. Not that you went there, that's the the foundation of the family, 100, 200 years ago. So there's that. There's also the idea was he was a competitive tennis player, and he was an elite tennis player who, that was what he was doing when he was, preteen until he was about 13. So when we think of tennis, even though, Drew Brees was a really good tennis player, at one point when he was younger, we don't think of those guys as tough guys. And I do think some of the stuff, like I said, some of the non-filter things where he's popped off and said some things that are big picture things where you don't expect a college kid to be wading into those. So I think he can be a little bit misunderstood. I think the challenge is going to be, how does he come across in these, little 15-minute speed dating sit-downs with the quarterback coaches that he's going to get with, and who's comfortable with him, because his talent is fantastic. And I think that, that'll probably be overblown because so many people are just going to wade in and go, oh, I think I know what this kid's about. And I think, it's kind of a moving target a little bit.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.